Hey, what's up, guys? This is going to be a different type of video, but then again, I guess this is a different type of Football Manager channel. Yesterday morning, when I was getting ready to sneak in a few minutes and film the gameplay video, I was downstairs, just had finished showering. I was down here with our dog, and I heard a little thump from upstairs, and I thought it was a little bit strange. I wanted to see where our cat was, and I thought that it was some noise that had come from the bathroom or something like that. And that's when I saw that he was lying on the ground in one of the children's rooms, and he was unconscious, not breathing, and had passed away. I rushed him over to the animal hospital, but it was too late. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think it was probably some sort of heart-related thing. Pretty sad story. He was only 6.5 years old and was young, full of life, and seemed to be doing just fine. I mean, yesterday morning he was meowing, asking for food, and he was actually laying down on this sweatshirt that I was wearing while I was in the shower. And it's really, really sad, as you can imagine. The reason, though, why I wanted to talk about this is not necessarily to regale you with stories of my lost feline friend and all the times that we had together as a family, but rather to talk to you about addiction in things like Football Manager or other games or other substances and the process of grieving and mourning. I know from experience that if you are not careful when bad things happen in life, I'm talking about big tragic events, the loss of a pet or the loss of a loved one, a divorce, loss of a job, major disappointment, doing poor on a major test, things like this. If you're not careful with how you react to these types of extreme periods of sorrow and hardship in your life, you can find yourself very, very susceptible to addiction and to falling into some very, very bad patterns. I know this myself. Because of the way that I played Football Manager back at the beginning of the pandemic. Now, I wasn't facing the loss of a job, not immediately, but things were not going very well for me at work. And the fact that I couldn't go into the office anymore because of the pandemic and all the changes that brought to my life was just something I didn't deal well with. And the mistake that I made in those days was not talking with people about it. That's what you need to do if you go through anything that's difficult in life. Do not just mask yourself. Do not try to bring your emotions out in your video game or try to hide them by doing drugs or drinking too much or eating too much or watching too much television or whatever it may be. Try to keep balance in your life and make sure to talk with people. You can talk with counselors. Though my recommendation would be to talk to those who are closest to you, to talk with your family, to talk with your loved ones, and to just maintain open communication and be together and experience things together as a family. That's what we did yesterday. I took our children and my wife over to the pet hospital to pay our last respects to our beloved cat. And I was thinking about, there's always a question for me about what I should talk about on this channel when I do these small videos that are at least hopefully sort of evergreen and hopefully can be viewed in the future by others who are struggling or who need advice for this or that related to Football Manager. And I thought I really wanted to talk briefly about this topic and sort of share this with all of you. Now, I would not tell you to completely stop playing your game or to take all of the happiness and joy out of your life. There are a lot of people who talk that way. If you go to, I think it's Stop Gaming on Reddit, it's a forum I used to visit a lot. A number of other forums, they'll talk about doing a dopamine fast, and they'll talk about trying to reset your brain or whatever. You got to be careful with this stuff, especially if it's anything chemical. You got to be careful with taking anything that's supposed to suppress your dopamine because you want to feel happy in life, right? I'm happy that I do feel dopamine and that I feel happiness and that I feel different types of emotions, right? The right way to deal with your emotions is not to repress them and not to try to make them go away or to make it so you don't feel anything. The right thing to do is to allow them to come out and to deal with them head on. And that includes emotions such as being happy. And it's important for us, even when there's something bad that happens in life, something that's unbelievably bad, something that might be traumatic, that we allow ourselves to be happy and to do the things that make us happy. And that's the reason why I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep playing games and showing them for you here. I really, really want to emphasize, though, that it's important to keep going. It's important to get the help that you need. But I really do think more than anything else, it's important to talk to those around you and talk to those who love you and who really rely on you and who may depend on you or who you may end up depending on, whether it's your family, your spouse, your parents, your best friend, your dog, whoever it is. I talk with my dog all the time. It's important that we do this, or even your friends on YouTube or on your blog or Twitter. I hope you have friends outside of Twitter. Anyway, something just to keep in mind when you are going through these times of deep sadness and trial. Remember that there is always a rainbow at the end of the storm, and remember that times will get better. And allow yourself to process everything the way that you should, and allow yourself a little bit of time to be happy and be with those who are most important to you. And with that, I will talk with you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.